Hello everybody, this is DearMamaSal on a strange looking Tuesday morning. It's 13 degrees here in southern British Columbia, which would make it about 56 in American. It's overcast, it's grey, very British Columbian, and I feel sorry for Liz, who's visiting here at the moment, because it's going to be a damp one today by the look of it. But I'm sure she has plenty of fun things lined up to do that don't require her being outside all the time. So for those of you waiting to see the footage of the meetup between Liz and myself, it didn't happen. She and her friend decided to go hiking, and I totally understood that. So they went hiking with friends, and that made a lot of sense to me. Anyway, the other thing was, as bad luck would have it, and I'd have to word it that way, I put my back out as well on Saturday. I think it was on Saturday. I'm not quite sure when I did it, but I put my back out, and I've been pretty... Actually, I even stayed quiet on... Yeah, Saturday I stayed quiet, and Monday. It's been a long weekend here in southern British Columbia. In fact, the whole of British Columbia, now that I think about it. And today, of course, is the day that the kiddywinks go back to school, which means the traffic will be horrific. And I'm just remembering that as I try to drive to work and going, why have we got all these cars on the road? And then I remembered that I probably should have left about half an hour ago. But I didn't. So be it. I'll be working late tonight. In terms of this weekend, it was... Actually, I had a lot of trouble this weekend. I did a broadcast Friday lunchtime, which was great, and we had a very lively discussion on immigration, funnily enough. A lot of people came in and they were busy talking about whether or not we, being either US or Canada or anybody, should be accepting the Syrian refugees. And then, somebody made the blanket statement, well, we need to stop any Syrians coming in, because they could be ISIS. And it's just, I don't know, there are times that when I hear that sort of thinking, because some maybe we're going to stop every single Syrian. Yeah, I don't think so. And then I said, well, how are we going to sort out which ones are which? And that's important as well. Have you got any bright ideas? No, we should ask them. So I said, I don't know. I don't know whether it's just my age or I'm not quite sure what, but if I were a baddie and somebody asked me, are you a baddie? I don't think I'd be saying yes. I don't know. I don't know if any of you agree with me, but I don't think I'd be saying, yeah, I'm a baddie, if you ask me. So, and do I think we've got any hope of being able to properly screen everybody? Probably not. There is a risk, no doubt about it. But I'm busy driving my car, and that's a risk too. I mean, I'm not trying to look at this lightly, because I believe that the ISIS threat is very serious, but it's just like, really, you are going to deny these families a safe place to live? Anyway, enough said. You get the idea. I'm afraid I get pretty heated when I hear these blanket statements, if one person is bad, they must all be bad. And then how many people, yeah, but they kill for their religion, and I'm going, yeah, and so did the Christians. It's called the Crusades. It was just like, we forget these things, right? We forget them big time when it suits us. Now, I understand that we've evolved a bit since then, and some people, are still pretty fundamentalist about it. But it got to be quite an issue. Now, we didn't get to discuss, of course, the issue with the county clerk who doesn't want to put her name to gay marriages. Now, there's part of me that goes, there's got to be a much more simple answer to this. For example, she doesn't want her name on the document at all, even if she doesn't perform the ceremony or give out the license. But that's her job. That, she is the chief clerk, whatever. So my attitude is this: if you don't want it, then you need to step down from your job. That's your right not to want it. But that job requires that you do so. It's the law now. So, or do they just change the documentation and not have the county clerk's name on it? Just that it says the county, not the county clerk, and that anybody in a position of authority there can sign it. I don't know. There has to be a very simple answer to this that does not require quite as much media coverage. I don't think throwing the lady in jail was necessarily the right call, but that's my personal view of this one. I think I uphold everybody's right to their religion, and I uphold her right to have her views. And that's what we all vote for. That's what we all have democracies for. However, I also believe that we need to uphold the law of the land. Therefore, if your religion is in conflict with the law of the land, then you may need another job. I mean, I've had it happen to me where nothing like as dramatic as this, but, where I took a job and I found out that the information I was training people on was actually falsified. It was a lie. And I found it out by accident. Now, I don't know if any of you agree with me, but I had a bit of an issue about that. So I walked in, because I heard this third hand, and I walked into the management at the time, and I said, I have been led to believe that this information that you have me train people with is actually not correct. Can you prove that it is correct? And they tried to just sort of scoff it off and say, oh, don't worry about it, Sal, your people will be just fine. I said, no, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, is it correct? And after they fobbed me off the third time, I realized that they couldn't say that it was, which probably meant that it wasn't correct. And I was, in fact, out of integrity here. So I literally said, I'm going to pack up my stuff now. Please get my paycheck ready, and I'll take a couple of weeks' pay. And they said, you can't do this. I said, you want to fight this in court? I can make it very public. How dare you play with my reputation? How dare you play with my integrity? So if you want to fight this in court, be my guest. Now, of course, I didn't have the money to fight it in court, because there's one thing for sure. To fight anything in court costs a great deal of money, far more money than most people understand. And so I was very pleased that they got the check ready. And I left quietly without causing any trouble. I just want to let you know that this is amazing. I'm passing by here what is a duck sanctuary, and there's little to no water left in it after the summer. That's how much drought we've had here. A whole duck sanctuary which normally has a lot of water. So that makes you wonder, if we continue to have droughts like this during the summers, what's going to happen to the duck population? There are going to be less and less places for them to land. Sad. Very sad, in fact. I saw a really great program this weekend. Zarif Zakaria, who is on CNN, did a program on what he called the next moonshots. And what he meant by that was, the moon landing was, an absolute pivotal part of our growth as a universe, if you like. The technology it required, the reality of everything that happened, and it really was quite something. And so what he was saying was there are a number of developments going on that are equally stunning, or that he believes are equally stunning. Now, one of them you've probably seen, which is the exoskeleton that they're making now for people who are disabled. And the exoskeleton just literally is like a suit that they put on that has a lot of mechanisms attached to it. And then it's attached, they have a skull cap on type thing. And they can actually control the mechanism by their brain. And they can actually walk again. Now, do I think that wearing this exoskeleton is easy? No. Do I think that it is very cumbersome to wear? Yes. But for the ability to be able to move again. And it was just wonderful to watch the look on people's faces. Now, I've seen this exoskeleton before, so this to me wasn't such a big deal. I mean, it was a big deal because it's very clever, but, I wasn't that surprised. But then they went on, and I didn't know, and maybe you didn't either, that in France at the moment, about 8 different countries have put money together, and they have actually started building what will effectively be the next sun, but it'll be here on Earth. Okay, let me try and get my brain around that. They are creating a sun on Earth, that it will be a source of energy, but it will actually be based right here. What amazed me about this is that it's a huge development. Obviously costs multi-billions of dollars. And it's sitting in France, and it basically is like a giant nuclear fusion thing. Like a huge centrifuge that is creating such speed and at such velocity that it heats up to such a degree that literally it mimics the power of the sun. Wow. I don't know about you, I wouldn't want to be living too close to that. But they're saying it's not likely, it doesn't create the sort of risk, for example, like Chernobyl or anything like that. And I'm not a physicist, so I don't understand all of this stuff, but it is interesting. So if any of you want to look that up, it's quite amazing to look at. Now, the other thing was that they are busy working on a plane, an aeroplane, that will be able to make it from New York to London in an hour. Now, when you look at this, they've launched it 4 times and 3 times it failed. And it sounds to me like they almost gave up on it, but the 4th one worked. Basically, if I can try and explain this, it doesn't have an engine as we know it. It pulls the air through its system so fast that it's going, the speed at which it's going is like 4 times the speed of sound. And it means you could basically go anywhere in the world in 4 hours. You know, forget the 12 hours or 24 hours door to door that you might need to do from wherever you are to go to wherever you have to go to. It's going to be a 4-hour maximum trip. However, this was the big however. When they talked about it, it's the heat that it generates is it's humongous. It's like something ridiculous, like, oh gosh, I don't want to get this wrong, but forgive me if I'm wrong, and check it out as well. I think they said it was like 3,000 degrees C. Can you imagine that? So you wouldn't want anything to go wrong on that plane either. Mind you, you wouldn't want anything to go wrong on any plane, but that one going at that speed, yeah, that could be a little nasty. Now, I saw how they launched it. They launched it out of a dirty great bomber, you know, a military bomber. But I'm not quite sure how it lands. I guess it would have to sort of glide its way in. I don't quite know. And my question would be, because you know I have that sort of mind, if it does a bad approach, it can't take off again, can it? Or can it? If it doesn't have a regular engine, how's it going to do an emergency go-around, as they call it? You know, where they're coming in for a landing and something's wrong, like it's coming in too fast or it's whatever, and they can't just take off and do another loop. So to me, that was a little bit scary. A little bit very scary, actually. And there were a couple of other things, and I can't remember what they were, but they were all fascinating. Oh, yes, one of them was, you know, I found this very difficult to believe, but you know the 3D printers now that are printing things, literally. Well, they were showing one 3D printer printing an ear, replacement ear, and they are busy working on printing a heart. And what they're saying is that probably within your lifetime rather than mine, this could become quite normal. Oh, you need a new heart? Hang on. Copy. You know, print. Instant heart. Well, however long it takes. And it's a living cell, you know, made up of living cells. Amazing stuff. So I found that very interesting this weekend. Now, obviously, I didn't have the normal video up yesterday because I didn't do what I was meant to do. So I did put up a little bit of video on my second attempt at peeling boiled eggs, which I found a way that worked brilliantly. So I was very happy about that. And for those of you who haven't seen it, you may want to check it out. It's interesting that different people that have been writing to me and letting me know the way they do it, which is awesome. I love it when everybody shares their ideas. It makes it a great topic of discussion. And apparently I'm not the only one that gets frustrated peeling eggs. So, very good. I want to tell you that I cooked turkey on Sunday. You know, I always cook a Sunday meal. And I cooked turkey on Sunday, and I did one of those turkey rolls. And you know, it's just amazing. If you do a full turkey, it takes 5 hours to cook. If you do a turkey roll, it takes an hour. But you still got the best of the turkey. And I'm going, yeah, that really works. And, you know, I love turkey. I don't know about the rest of you. I really enjoy turkey. So I did it with a paste on top made out of cranberries, brown sugar, soy sauce, and something else. Can't remember. But I did do a video which will be coming up soon. And just put that over the top of it. And I did it in the halogen. It was so tasty. It really was. Really, really enjoyed it. And there was nothing left. Actually, I lie. I think they left 2 slices for me. And I did Brussels sprouts in balsamic vinegar and almonds, and then I did a cauliflower and broccoli cheese. You know, cauliflower and broccoli bits with in a cheese sauce, which everybody always enjoys that, so that's good. Again, forget the leftovers on all of that. And at one stage I was looking, and the mashed potatoes, I was looking at it all, and I went, there's no way that we're going to eat all of this, even between 4 of us. And we did. And we had it outside, because who knows how many more days we can have a meal outside, because obviously we're running into fall now, and in British Columbia fall means rain. So we decided we'd go, we'd eat it outside and enjoy it, which we did. It was great fun. So it was a great weekend of various things, except I spent quite a bit of it in pain. And I have to be very grateful that Yvonne, bless her heart, is really good at stretching out my back. And I don't know where she learnt that from, but she really does a good job. And whereas by Saturday, or was it Sunday, I really was having a problem even walking. Must have been by Sunday. I was really having a problem walking. I couldn't even lean down and pick something up off the floor. I was in so much pain. And then she sort of stretched my spine out on Sunday night, and I was so much better yesterday. It started to hurt again. I've obviously going to make a plan to go to the chiropractor. What can I say? So I hope you all had a great weekend, and I hope you all enjoyed and learned something. For those of you who are new, I have to tell you that we try and add a bit of wit and wisdom in our daily drive to work vlogs, and normally it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but owing to the fact we had a long weekend here this week, you only get Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Get over it. So thank you so much. If you've enjoyed some of the knowledge that you got today, give me a thumbs up. I always wonder whether you like it when I add bits of news-related stuff in or not, so let me know. I certainly was pretty stunned with some of what I had seen, and I always wonder who didn't get to see this, because it's fascinating to me, and for some of you it probably won't be fascinating at all. Pity. It's just DearMamaSal saying, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.